Hello, I'm David.
Hi, I'm Julie.
Now we're going to do a review of Stranger Things Upside Down, which is for 2 to 4 players, ages 12 and up. It takes about 60 minutes to play. Hopefully you had a chance to check out our How to Play of Season 1, because you can play 2 ways, and our playthrough of Season 2. Now this is a cooperative game where you're going to need to rescue Will in the first season, and then in the Season 2, rescue Will and close the gate. We're going to go over a little bit about how the game works, then we'll give our rating and our reasons for our rating, and then we'll compare it to the other cooperative games you see behind us. So please,
Wrong way.
please stick around for that comparison. So you'll see here is the setup for Season 1. You have the Demogorgon here, and you have patrols trying to stop, trying to find 11, going through. These are your foes. And you'll see that there's these tokens here that are set up around Hawkins, and here's the upside down world. You need to, the basic gameplay is you're going to get 5 action cards a turn, and the action cards can have a 3 or a 1 on it, or these 2s. And if you see danger icons, that means you'll be drawing scene cards, and you don't want to draw scene cards. Scene cards are bad. You'll be drawing 1 scene card for a third of the game, because when you deplete the action deck, you shuffle it up, and then 11 moves here, and you'll be drawing 2 scene cards. Now, in the retail version of this, no one can play 11, but on the cmon site, there is a downloadable card. You can play her. And then if you deplete the action deck a second time, it goes here, and you'll be drawing 3 scene cards. And if you deplete it a third time, you'll lose the game. You also lose the game. Each player will have a character if you gain 9 fear. So if any one character gains 9 fear, all players lose. So you have these action cards, you'll get 5, and you'll spend them to overcome these level tokens in different spaces. So for instance, if we wanted to fight the Demogorgon, it never dies, it just goes, you can move it 1 space away. So let's say I want to fight it here, it's Dustin, Julie's Dustin, and she fights it, and she'll have 5 cards. Let's say she plays these cards right here, because we know that the Demogorgon has 4 tokens, and those tokens can be anywhere from 0 to 5. So in this stack of, well, why is there 5 there?
We got a little carried away.
You can only have up to 4 in a stack, and if you ever go over 4, you gain fear, and you're not allowed to add to it. But anyways, there's 4 here, so it could be anywhere from 0. It could be 4 zeros here, or 4 5s. It's unlikely. More likely, it's going to be anywhere between 10 and 12 based on the odds. So I have those 4. I'm going to play all 5 of my cards. What are these walkie-talkies? Well, if I'm there with Julie, Mike, we get to add 1 action point for every walkie-talkie that's there. So right here, it's with being together, that's 2, 5, 6, 8, 13. We could probably defeat them. So here we go. And we did. Just barely. That was 11. Remember I said it would probably be between 10 and 12 based on the odds. So we defeat the Demogorgon, we can move him 1 space away, and now we're down to 1 last stack of the Demogorgon. It can have up to 8 stacks. Now why is that bad? Because when it comes time to rescue Will in these 3 spots, these Demogorgon tokens are worth the amount of stacks here. So now these tokens are only worth 3. If it was filled up to 8, it'd be worth 8. And when you do setup, you take 7 random tokens, mixed in with these. This is why you have to defeat the Demogorgon at times to get that Demogorgon face down, and you put 4 of these in each location. So then when we go rescue, I'm not supposed to know that. When we go rescue Will, we know now that the faces are going to be worth 3 each. Notice here you can gain fear when you go down the upside down world. You can get allies. So for instance, if you get this ally, you can have as many allies as possible. You're limited to 2 items though. If I can get this to zoom in to not.
I know, it's being fussy.
Okay.
There you go.
So Steve Harrington, you ignore the first fear you gain during any turn, which is great.
Yeah.
Because what would have happened when I fought the Demogorgon and we were short? Let's say I held back 1 card. Actually, I held back 2 cards, and it was 11, I believe,
Right,
right?
I think
and it would have
so.
been 3, 6, 8. We were 3 short. So when you fail any action, even if you're trying to get an ally or use 11's ability or to investigate the laboratory or rescue Will, because I failed by 3, you would have gained 3 fear. So when but the good thing is, those 4 tokens that we had, it is the same amount. You remove 1 randomly, so now at least that stack is weaker. Now, you can reveal these tokens to have an idea with certain investigation that you can do. Where's the investigation? Right here. Mm-hmm. No, it's actually gather info.
Gather info.
At the police station. You can reveal 1 token in each stack as the game proceeds. So if you really wanted to know what's in here in this will stack, oh, we know that there's a 3 if we do a gather info. You can also get items. You have items here like +4 to investigate the lab. When you start removing lab tokens here, you can avoid hazards. So in that example there, when I played all these cards, in that first example, yeah, we beat the Demogorgon, but now we have 2 dangers. So not only do we have to draw 1 card for this portion of the game, because we haven't gone through the stack, we've only gone through it once, we have to draw 1, 2, 3. There's only 1 good card here in the scene deck, and that's End of Day. And when you draw that, you can move the Demogorgon to the Upside Down world, and then say we're going to draw 3 cards, but this one was first, we don't draw the other 2. Or, if it came in the middle, we drew 1, and then the second one came up, we don't draw the 3rd. So the danger of playing all those cards is that you're going to draw 3 scene cards. So let's say if we did that, yeah, we defeated the Demogorgon, but now we've drawn more danger to us. Now the patrol cards move towards us, and if there is a patrol car Demogorgon in our space, we must fight it, and we can't do an action in that space. So here's another scene card. Right, oh, it's the same one. So the patrol cards would definitely be on top of us.
Yeah.
Right here, for instance, each character in a location without another character gains 2 fear. So scene cards are going to come up as you're playing, and they're never good except for the End of Day.
Yeah.
So you can get items. Every location can get items, but here allows you to draw 2 additional items. So if you want to use these cards to move, for instance, let's say I'm here, I only get 1 movement point, but I really want to get to the main street to draw additional items. I could play, where did I have it here? Okay. Here's the cards I have in my hand. I play this card, plus my 1 movement to move there. So you can use cards to move. And then I can determine how many item cards do I want to draw. I'm going to get to draw 2 in this location. Otherwise, around here, I only get as many cards, draw as many cards as the number. So I'll draw 4. And what you can do is you can get cards to investigate the lab and to remove dangers that you play, to calm down. So if you go here to calm down, or to here, that's how you remove fear. Bear Trap, this gives you +3 to fight. So now when you fight the patrols or Demogorgon, you get +3 with that card, or +3 to help 11. So when you overcome these stacks, you can use 11's powers here. For instance, she can remove a patrol card from the game. She can heal somebody's fear. She can discard 2 Demogorgon stacks. So I draw 4 cards. So if we were to simulate that, the reason why I want to draw so many, because you can only keep 1 from your draw. And you want to draw as many as you can to get those better cards. And as I said before, you could only hold 2 item cards. And characters can't share item cards or allies. So there's the 4 I drew. If I really want to attack more, I would take that one. And then I'd put the rest back and reshuffle the deck. So you keep on playing. You move around. You remove lab tokens to lessen danger. You get allies to help you do things. And you have to eventually go down to the Upside Down world to rescue Will, and there's cards to help you do that. Now there's other pieces that we're not playing with. For instance, here's the Season 2 cards, the Season 1 allies. We could have played with these heroes.
I mean the Season 2 allies.
Yeah, Season 2 allies. And there are the Demo Dogs there, and you have these other characters you can play. And we go over this in the unboxing video if you want to see those.
Yep.
So very much hand management game. you're trying to avoid running this deck running out 3 times, or gaining 9 fear where everybody loses. And again, the deck's the clock where we got to try to rescue Will.
Yep.
So now we're going to give our rating. We've played it now, I think 6 or 7 times.
Yeah.
That's what this is based on, and we've played both seasons. All right, so we're gonna give a rating first, and then we'll give our reasons.
Okay.
So here we go. Which one number? All right. We both said 7. Usually willing to play, and we don't discuss our ratings until I review it right there. Julie, I come up with mine first, and then Julie tells me hers.
Yep.
But we don't know each other's.
No.
So here's my reasons. So it is fun. We do like cooperative games, as you see all the games behind us. That's only a sample of the games that we have. The Push Your Luck is a double-edged sword, which I'll talk about in a minute here. It's a race game set in Stranger Things, which if you're a fan of the show, you will love this game. If you love cooperative games and you're a fan of the show. If you're not a fan of the show, play someone else's copy first. See if it's something you'd want to play. It has excellent art, and most components are quality. The only component I would complain about is these are super thin.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, you expect cards to be that way, but these character boards should be a little
bit
thicker.
Yeah.
That's the only complaint. Otherwise, the tokens are thick. These have linen finish, which is a foil stamp. But
These things are thick.
Yeah. And you can see the art is quality. They're not screen grabs.
Yeah, no, it is good art.
It's really gets you into the game. It's quick playing time and easy to teach and play. It's really not someone who's even new to the hobby, who's only played Scrabble or Uno or games like that. This is level of Ticket to Ride a Carcassonne. It's no big deal, because all you're doing is you have your 5 cards, and then you just move around, decide what action you're going to take.
Yeah.
It's not hard at all.
It's true.
What's hard is how much you push your luck, which you'll see in our how to plays and playthroughs. Now, it's a challenging rulebook for inexperience. As I mentioned, I predicted accurately in the unboxing. When I opened up and showed the rulebook, I said, oh, they have rules here. Then they go over, they have 4 pages of rules here. The overview is not a problem, okay? Except there's a key rule here. Here's where they have key rules. Then they go over setup. Then they go over the sequence, the gaming sequence, and have more rules. So what happens is you have to look here for key rules, and here, and then you got to flip before the setup to go here. And that's what will make it challenging for an inexperienced rules reader, because there's rules in 2 different places where they shouldn't be. It's okay to go over these concepts, but foes should really be where in the section where you go over fighting, right here. Oh, fighting and contested actions. I shouldn't have to look here and on this page and then back here to do that. So that's what will make it challenging for inexperienced players. No difficulty setting variations. That's a negative. And there's a lot of luck. You can really get hosed by these tokens here, because, so for instance, to destroy this patrol car, or to move it away, only 11 can destroy one of them. There's a 5 here. This could be anywhere from 5 to 20. And so you're thinking, how many cards should I play? Well, look at that. I doubt we would have had even 14, even if we were cooperating in the same space to get rid of this patrol car.
I don't think so.
So that's not very fair to have that much range of it. And so they needed to have an easy, medium, and hard setting.
Yeah.
Maybe you remove the 5s from the tokens here. Or they had more 0s that you put in. Something they needed to have done to do that, to have difficulty settings. Or instead of having 4 stacks with Will, you start with 3 stacks. They could have put a little slash here. Where a lot of games have, it could be a 2, 3, 4. 2 is easy, 3 medium, 4 is hard, where they had different amounts that you put in there based on what level you're playing.
That's a good point.
Or in the setup it says, if you're playing easy mode, take out 1 from here or there, or remove the 5s. So I'm sure somebody will come up with a variant for that. And it does have a lack of replayability. This is the type of game you're going to bring out every now and then. You're going to show people who are fans.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to sit on the shelf maybe for months, if not years, and eventually you go, hey, let's play Stranger Things again, or you watch the show and you want to play.
Right.
So we'll play it to show people who are fans of the game,
Mm-hmm.
and when we're walking by our shelves, hey, maybe we'll play that. We're going to compare it to the other cooperative games.
You mean fans of the show?
Fans of the... No. If we want to play this with other people who are fans of the show.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not too sure what I was going to say next, but the point is, just having a season 1 and season 2 is not enough for us to play this all the time.
True.
Okay. So let's see what you had to say.
Not as much as you.
You have a lot, though.
Oh, well, I thought it was a cool push your luck cooperative game. David has been saying the fans of the show will, I think, have fun playing the characters because they know who they are. The playing time, well, not plating, but the playing time.
Oh, that was my fault.
Is decent.
This is plating time because you're going to serve this at dinner. So,
It's average to above average components, which you already mentioned. I feel you need multiple plays to really understand how the cards work. And it's punishing
can I
gameplay.
say something about that?
Yeah.
What Julie's also talking about, too, is to understand how to win.
Yeah.
It's actually easy to play. But you really got to play it multiple times to understand that, oh, maybe we should get items and allies first, and you got to understand what those are.
Yep.
And then understand how the scene cards screw you over.
And try and get a grasp on them.
Right.
So you know what you're
So
in
you're going
for.
to lose a lot at first.
Oh, yeah.
Likely.
And I just think it's very punishing. It's like, as David had mentioned before, if there was a different levels of how to play this game, I think it would have been a little bit nicer to play it.
That's what could limit how many people want to buy this game, I think.
Yeah.
We're
rough.
okay. We're okay with modifying it. For now, we don't mind the challenge because we're experienced gamers. But imagine you're seeing this on the shelf, and you buy it, and you haven't
Because
played.
you love the show.
And you haven't played many games, and you'd be like, well, one, you're gonna have a hard time playing it correctly. And say you play it correctly, you're still gonna have a hard time winning. And so that is a big oversight. Despite that, it's still a 7 for us.
Yeah.
And to go over that again, what is a 7 on the chart? Well, we're usually willing to play if we suggest it. So that means that if we walk by it and Julie says, hey, you want to play it with me? Sure.
Right.
The mood would be a 6. In other words, we'd probably pass it up a lot and not even suggest it. If someone sees it on our shelves and they say, hey, what's the Stranger Things game? Oh, I'll be happy to show you.
Right.
See, that's the difference between the mood. Someone could say, what's the Stranger Things game? And say, it's too hard. I don't feel like playing it right now. We're okay at this point of playing with other people who might see it or showing it to other people.
Yeah.
But it could be, I think that would go up to an 8 if they had difficulty settings.
Right.
So now let's take a look at how this compares to other games. Obviously, you got Pandemic. That's the major one here. This has difficulty settings.
Yeah.
The only reason we don't play this a lot, although we have a lot of the expansions, is because we've played it a lot. Mm-hmm. I don't think we're going to play Stranger Things as much as Pandemic.
And what was ironic is we played this during the pandemic.
Right. So, this isn't... Stranger Things is not going to get as many plays as Pandemic.
No.
And that's the only reason why we don't play Pandemic as much now, because you're kind of like, yeah, we've played it a lot.
Yeah.
We played one of the variants. Okay, Scooby-Doo board game. We reviewed this last year. This does have easy, medium, and hard. And because it's just so
fun.
it's this one trumps Stranger Things.
I mean,
We'd
come on,
rather
it's
play this game.
Scooby-Doo.
And that's what it is. It's Scooby-Doo. We'd rather play Scooby-Doo, and it
Yeah.
does have difficulty settings.
Yeah.
And there's more variety here. Mm-hmm. You got different ghosts you can play,
True.
and that helps. And this is a cmon game too.
Oh, yeah, it is, isn't it? Look at that.
Right.
Okay.
So we're going to play Scooby-Doo over that for sure.
Yes.
Okay, the next one, Avengers Infinity War. Now, Julia likes this game
I
for
like
what
it.
reason? Where is that right there, honey? Remember?
Which one?
What do you see right there?
Dice.
Right, so Julia really likes dice games. Now, this game is not available anymore.
Oh, no. I didn't know that.
When you get an intellectual property, the license ran out. But they've done it for Wakanda Forever and for The Last Airbender.
Oh.
So you can get the same game, basically, except it's a different IP.
Nice.
And we like this game a lot, and it also has different difficulty settings. So we'd play this over Stranger Things as well, also because it has dice.
Yep.
Now Jaws, this is Ravensburger. This is similar, in my opinion, to this game, Stranger Things. You go buy it, you're like, hey, you want to play Jaws?
Right.
But this is player versus player, and you'd have player versus team. So we haven't played this much, I think, for that reason.
Yeah. I think the last time we played it was with Eddie's fiance,
Yeah, so it's
Ariel.
just probably 2 years ago.
Yeah.
It's a solid game. But like
Yeah.
Stranger Things, I think this is harder to get to the table
Oh,
than Stranger
definitely.
Things. So this is more of a 6.
Yeah.
It's a solid game, though.
Oh, it is.
Okay, next one is now, here you go. Here's the two that people are going to compare it to. Horrified. The
Love
Americana and the
Horrified.
original. What would you rather play? Yeah, I'd rather play Horrified over Stranger Things. Again, because of the variety and the difficulty settings. If we want to play a harder game, we'll play with 3 monsters.
Yeah.
If we want to play a easy game, we'll play with 2 monsters.
It's nice because you can do that. Yeah, I love Horrified.
Yeah, so Horrified gets a higher rating than this game.
Yep. What's left?
Okay, Back to the Future. This is cooperative. Again, we haven't played this much because it's very one note. It's very sequential. It's very much like the movie, just like this. So then again, you got to be
In the mood.
This is more in the mood to play.
Yeah. It's a great game, though.
Which again, Stranger Things might drop down to a 6.
Yeah.
E.T. is similar to Back to the Future. Follows the movie so much that you're only going to want to play it when you're in the mood.
Right.
But it is a solid cooperative game.
Yeah.
We haven't played this in a year.
Has it been that long?
It's been that long.
Wow.
But it is a solid
Sure.
game.
Yeah.
You'd want to play this with children more. This is more scary.
Oh, I agree.
Wonder Woman. This does have difficulty settings, but there's not a lot of variety in it. You just basically have 3 scenarios like Stranger Things. This is like a 6 for us right now too. We played it when in the mood. Okay, Planet of the Apes. All these games, by the way, except the Horrified, in Jaws, we've done videos on. We did Horrified and Jaws for a different channel. Eventually, we got to do those videos for our own channel. Planet of the Apes. It's a really cool idea. The problem is the mechanics of rolling the dice like Yahtzee don't fit what you're doing in the game. So it's a weird game in that way. There's some really cool things with it, but like this is you play when you've watched the movies and hey, let's play Planet of the Apes. So maybe once every year or 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a 10 for us. We will play Keep the Heroes Out over all the games you just saw.
Yep.
If you want to see a review on that, this is a dungeon crawl where you are the monsters trying to stop heroes. So the theme's a little different. A lot of variety because you have different monsters you can play and you have different scenarios. You even have a campaign mode. So there's a lot of game in here, a lot of replayability. And that's why this game's a 10 for us.
Oh, definitely.
And the last one is animated. We like this game. I think we gave it a 7 or an 8.
I think so. Yeah, I do like it.
It's a different kind of game, though. So I'm only pointing. The only thing that's similar to this is cooperative.
Yeah, that's it.
That's about it. Theme-wise, it doesn't even come close.
No.
So if you don't want scary games, you get animated.
Yeah.
So that compares to some of the games in our collection.
Wow, look at the piles.
We hope you enjoyed this review, and please take the time to comment, subscribe, and like.
Yep. See you in the next video, you guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.